I want to talk on this stopping trap. They stopped him for no headlight. And he went through all of this. And he was telling me that it wasn't raining. You can look at the police car. When he pulls up, he don't have his windshield wipers on. He don't have his lights on. But I guess it don't apply to him. But when he told him to get out of the car, he said, his window didn't roll down, so he shot the door. And he told him it's going to escalate. Much you keep us on, as long as you keep on, the bad is going to escalate for you. So when he pulled him out, it's bad. But when you ask for a supervisor, they're gonna get angry. Sure, you can do your constitutional rights if you want to. You can exercise them, but you're gonna pay. You're gonna suffer the consequences of asking for a supervisor. And when you ask for a supervisor, they mad. What you should have went on and got him a supervisor. It may not have been that bad, but he was telling them. The other people don't have headlights on. You can see them driving; they have no headlights on. You see when the cop that arrested him pulled up with no windshield wipers, so he didn't have no headlights on. But he told him that he not gonna, I'm not stepping out the car. Call your supervisor. Asked him. That's the second time he asked him. Call your supervisor. He told the other guy, told him go for it. He busted one out. Look at watch this. Hit him right in the face. Open the door. Without his permission. You're going to see him reach across and unbuckle his seatbelt and pull him out. And he already, watch this, when you pull him out, there you go. Keep looking, hit him on the chin, uppercut, beating him for just lights off and just saying, stop fighting. He said, I can't put my back where y'all got me down. Got him by his hair, slammed his head against the ground. But let me tell you something. This is so severe for headlights. And you're going to hear once the officer said, after they done detained him, you watch closely, there's a knife in the vehicle. You're going to hear him say that, there's a knife in the vehicle. This after he's been arrested. After they done beat him. See what I'm saying? Somebody say reaching for a knife. Stephen A. said you don't know what he had in there. Well, after the fact, and then they'll say he had a knife. He had dope. He didn't know he had a knife. He didn't know he had dope. He know nothing. All he know he didn't have no headlights on. And the young fellow told him, said, it's not raining. You can't see no rain. Watch this. Here you go.
Unfortunately, due to YouTube's policies, I can't show the more
there is a knife
video,
in the car.
But here's what happened. After breaking the window, one of the officers punched William straight in the face, yanked him out of the car, and hit him a few more
if you don't want to go through all this,
being handcuffed. So yeah, there's a
don't exercise your rights.
In the first place.
When you exercise your rights, say give me a supervisor, they already angry. They already mad. They're going to escalate. But let me tell you something. There's some good police. There's some great police. There's some fantastic police. It's that 1% that makes it bad for the rest of the police. It's that 1%. But I'm telling you something. That good police, that great police, that fantastic police, they don't get the just due that they deserve for this 1%. And then they'll take up for it. Sometimes you look out, the supervisor will take up for it. Sometimes I tell you look out, the mayor will take up for it. Sometimes you look out, they're just going to take up for it. They don't want themselves to look bad. But watch the man when he roll up, his lights, it's not on. The windshield wipers is not on. But afterward, they want to find something. So they say he had a knife. They say he had.
Everybody be asking, man, did the Bluetooth actually work?
That's what I'm saying. It don't make sense. It don't make sense.
Check this out.
But see that? When they pull up, look, watch this here. Ain't no windshield wiper on. This policeman does not have no windshield. Look at the wind. Ain't no windshield wiper on. But he gonna stop him. He gonna talk to him. He said, "Look here, my window won't let out." Pop the door because my window won't let out. The reason that you pull him over. You don't see no rain. You don't see no rain. You don't see no rain. He says daylight, you don't need a light. But should he, I guess, just clam down? But he have a right. He have a right not to just give his license up when he say he wants a supervisor. I want a supervisor. But you see, when you do that, and this fella here, they said he had all kind of stuff against him. He had went to counsel. He had prior abusive of power, and then they want to take it from him. I think Stephen A. is going to take it from him. You need to look at the supervisor, look at his record before you go to taking up for him. Before you taking up for him. But when you shut that door, they really mad. When they can't get into you, they really mad. And you can just come out and do what you're supposed to do. Get slammed up against the thing. You can get tased, get beaten even if you get out. So don't try to take up for these police. Only one you can take up for is the good one. Is the great one. It's the fantastic one that's going to stand for the law of the letter to the end. They're going to stand to the end. They're not going to back down. They're not going to turn around. They're not going to crawl up in a corner. They're going to do you right. They'll call the supervisor. So let's try to get this thing escalate, because this is just too much for just headlights off, and you don't have your headlights on. And you look at them people going, because you don't see no headlights. Police pull up, don't see no headlights on them. But the thing about it wasn't so much about the headlights. It was the abusive power that they use. Busting the window for just headlight? Huh? Go for it. Just busting the window. Keep your hand where you can see him. Keep your hand where you can see him. But you should keep your hand where you can see him. But to bust the window for headlight? Bust the window because he shot the door on you and said, give me a supervisor? You resisted. Give me a supervisor. See, this guy should, if I had a record like him, if I've been through abusive stuff, but look at that, see that police car behind? Didn't have no headlights on. But you're going to beat him and do all this to him. You don't, your fella, look here, he pulling up. You see in the headlight? Look at him, do you see in the headlights? This is this just is not right. No headlights. You shouldn't get beat down. Bust mouth. When the bus drug out, and you don't have no supervisor there to talk to. But if you ask for that supervisor, you see that you can get all this done to you. Sometimes it's hard to say. You just have to, if you want to go through this, stand up for your constitutional rights, and this is what you mostly gonna go through. Look, you still don't see the man lights on. But this is, if he'd have robbed the bank, he probably wouldn't have never made it. If he had robbed the bank. And this is over headlight, a little trivial. They could just, hey man, roll your back window down. We're gonna send you, give you a ticket. Here, we're pretty good. Just roll your headlight down. Roll your window down. We just give you a ticket. No. They got to do all of this. Exit the vehicle. Exit the vehicle. Exit the vehicle. And you'll see at the end of this thing, put away this thing, that what they did. They say he was reaching for a knife. I hear they said that. And they ain't going to know nothing. And when they arrest him, that's when they're going to see the knife. For headlights. Look, got him by his hair, hitting his head against the ground. A human being, been mouth on the ground. Look at that. On the ground. And somebody want to take for this kind of supervisor? What's wrong with you? I can't put the time out back the way you got him, he said. All of this, look at all them cops. Where is that? Where you? Look at that. Treat him any kind of way. Look at him. You don't see no headlights on that one. But they can sure get you for no headlights. Ain't no headlights on. Ain't no rain. You don't see no rain. Ain't no windshield wipers on. 22-year-old kid. 22-year-old. When you pull up behind people, you already done scared them. You already done scared them. And now what you see all this kind of violence for a headlight? All of this kind of violence for a headlight? You better be scared when they pull you up. You better be scared. No Brandon talking about that. He could have had this, he could have had that. They ain't sold no knife until after they arrest him. You know what I'm saying? Like he a violent criminal. That's bad. Taken to the station, hit him with a list of charges. less than 20 grams of dope. Suspended license, not wearing a seat, but didn't see none of this for this. Look at all them police. Look at all them police. Like this dude committed the heinous crime that ever was. But I said this, I was standing up for the good police. I was standing up for the great police. I was standing up for the fantastic police. But you won't catch them doing this. They're called the supervisor. You won't catch them slamming nobody's face against the ground because they wouldn't want their kids' face slamming against the ground. They wouldn't want their wife slamming against the ground. They wouldn't want their daughter slamming against the ground just because the headlights and it wouldn't open the door. It's a bad thing. Say reaching for a knife. Didn't see no knife until they arrested him, until they completely arrested him. Then, there's a headlight, there's a knife in there. It's bad. It's bad. Look what he did. Put his hands up, hold him up. He angry. Punched him in the face. Done did all this. You see him reach across and unbuckle. He ain't resisting. He let him unbuckle him. Watch this. Right up on the chin. Wham! Wham! Under the chin. Punched him in the face. Took his head. And this here, he taking him. Look here. Listen to this. It's bad. He asked him about a sucker punch. Ain't no sucker punch. Ain't no sucker punch. Yeah. They done a lot to this young fella. That was uncalled for. And the chief's told me he ain't taking up for it. He was taking up for him. That's what they do. They don't want their apartment to look bad, but see, I'm glad he had this camera because see, they'll.
First of all, let me stop.
First of all, let me stop.
Not a sucker punch.
Not a sucker punch. That's a lie. Lying through his teeth. That was a sucker punch. And then some people say, well, he black. Some of them black supervisors, they're not gonna take up if a white man and beat on a black man. They want to keep their job. They'll slide, hide, and glide to keep their job. They take up any kind of fixing it. You can't fix nothing. What's done is done. Yeah, they saw this. Yeah, they saw the video. They saw the video. Yes, they did. But let me tell you something. He should have never been treated that way over headlights, and they didn't have headlights. He should have never been treated that way because first of all, you didn't see no rain. You didn't see no rain. Then they said, well, we're going to fix something now. Don't y'all talk to the public what the public saw what this man here saw. The public, it doesn't saw what you did. They didn't see no rain. They saw them police coming in with no headlights. They just want short clip. You know, and just to be clear with this thing, he offending. He trying to offend for the police. But let me tell you something. Not allowed to resist. No, you're not. But to be beat like that over headlights, and there wasn't no inclement weather, wasn't no smoke. Wasn't no rain. They didn't have the windshield wipers. See, it's a clear violation. You see that the officer himself, no windshield. If you had rain, you should have had windshield wipers on. Not one windshield wiper. He tell me acting like we kind of turn. We see what we see. We see a violent, low down, dirty policeman. And they've done this more than one time before. Now, how are you going to take up somebody? And I think of Stephen A. talking about that. Look at him, Stephen A. This joker done been to counseling. Look it up, Stephen A. When you run by with this and that, yeah, you're going to be upset. You didn't have to hit that boy like that. You didn't have to go down like that. Get it, my supervisor. He asked for a supervisor at least 3 times. But you know what? They're about looking at that. He asked for a supervisor. Why didn't you get him? It probably wouldn't have been turned out this bad if you would have got the supervisor. But no, when you ask him for a supervisor, he mad, he angry, he vicious. He going to mess you up now. You don't tell him to ask for no supervisor. You don't hurt his feeling. Police like anybody else. Sometimes they get up with their feeling, get in their feelings. When you're like this, you shouldn't get in your feelings. You shouldn't get that anger over some headlights. This headlight, you didn't have your windshield wipers on, you didn't have your headlights on, but you're gonna stop him. Just to say, okay, you're not gonna let your back window down. Here your ticket is, and go on. Not after you done arrested. After you done did all this beating. Well, he got a knife. Well, he had dope. Paint a picture of him then. Because you know your behind is wrong. Police get wrong. But I will tell you this. There's some great police, I said, good police and fantastic police. And them great police and them fantastic police and them good police will never do this. They're going to call for the supervisor. They're going to make it. You ask for one, well, hey, we're going to give it to you. Not that the supervisor ain't going to agree with him, but at least you done got what you said. And no headlights, this kind of treatment, this is pitiful.
No one saw his hands at that point.
Old Brandon was saying one time, look at one of his, this guy got a podcast. Yeah. When they hit him, he straightened up then. Look at his head, down again the ground. Down again the ground. Ooh-wee. It didn't take all this. He had 5 previous complaints. This here, police had 5 previous complaints. 5 previous complaints. The sheriff said he didn't know about his previous. Well, what did you do in the sheriff? You don't know about your officer. If you don't know about your officer got your complaint, you ain't much of a sheriff. This bad. It's bad. 5 months of overhead lights. If he hadn't posted this video, they'd have got away with all of it. My man, he was scared. He didn't know what to do. He was traumatized. They said he had a concussion, teeth broken. You know, it's a lot of stuff that the young man had went through. Even though he's been suspended, pulled off all law enforcement while investigating. He'd have been through 5 stuff, so he needs to be 5. 5? You shouldn't give him 1. 5. That is so pitiful. Medical bill messed him up. Legal fee. Oh my God. Bad. Good police, I'm for y'all. Fantastic police, I'm for y'all.